Okay, this video is going to be a little bit of a mess because there's just so many things that I want to say and talk about. Let's talk about the background. If you've been watching some of these videos, you have seen probably the videos from It's Keisha and Andy Long here on YouTube titled Where's the Diversity on YouTube? They talked about really good topics that need to be talked about, and I feel like race and diversity has always been such a taboo thing to talk about, not just on YouTube but in real life. Diversity is a beautiful thing because it's good to be different. If everyone is all the same, obviously, it's boring, it's not fun, and there's no uniqueness, you know? So when people try to be colorblind and say, I don't see race, you're completely discrediting an entire culture, an entire race, and that's not okay because we should be appreciating every single culture and every single race and every single body type and just every single person. Okay, so a little bit of background about me. I'm mixed, and my mom is Brazilian and she's black, and my dad is white and he's American, of Irish descent. So that is where I am, and I am mixed, right? I have curly hair, I have light tannish skin. That's pretty much my race. I want to talk about my experiences as a mixed person on YouTube and just in life in general. So definitely being mixed, you feel out of place a lot, especially the way that Daniela Perkins said in her video. I could relate to that so much. I don't really watch her that often. I hadn't watched her that much, but when I saw those clips, I really related to them because, you know, obviously she's mixed, but just the way that she was talking about it and I knew, you know, what she was talking about really affected me. Another background of information about me is that the school that I used to go to from 1st grade to 8th grade was very diverse. You know, growing up in that environment, I thought everywhere was like that. I thought that all white schools and no diversity, that was in the 50s, that was in the past, and it is not. I was really shocked because I never experienced that at another school. So then when I went to high school, I go to a private school, you know, where I was like, oh, there's no girls here that look like me. They're going to a non-diverse school definitely has made me think a lot more about my race and just made me a lot more conscious, and I don't know if that's a bad thing or a good thing. I think partly it's a good thing because I definitely value my race and just like who I am more and accept myself more, but I also definitely, there have been times where I've just felt so different. So with Daniela Perkins and that whole situation, I can really relate to that because at my school, I feel like I really can't connect with a lot of people because I just don't feel, it's not just my school, but just in certain situations. Okay, so a thing that I feel like every mixed kid definitely goes through and thinks about is you're not black enough for the black kids and you're not white enough for the white kids. You just kind of feel it. It's not like a saying that you just hear and you're like, oh, I know this. It's like you just feel it, like it's always with you, kind of. At least it was for me. Like for me, you know, there's some aspects of black culture that I don't connect to, I don't get, because my mom's Brazilian, she's black, but her family is all in Brazil. She lived in Brazil, grew up in Brazil, so all of her family's there. So I don't see my family on my mom's side that often, and I also don't speak the language, which is really sad. So I never really got that culture, and I never also got American black culture, because definitely being black in America is super different from being black in Brazil. Yeah, so pretty much my family influences, everything have been white, which is totally fine, but that is something also to note. So at school, especially my old school where it's more diverse, all these kids would be listening to rap songs and this and know these artists, and they'd be like, how do you not know who this person is? How do you not know who this person is? And I'm like I have no idea who you're talking about. I don't know this. I'm not into rap, you know? And I always felt different. I always felt like I wasn't black enough for them. And then for the white kids, I just remember, especially for me, I think it's the culture that I don't feel white enough for the culture. Like for me, it kind of just feels like there's this white girl culture, which is the same with YouTube and Emma Chamberlain and all these Hannah Meloche and all these people that are great people. Like they're great people, you know, I'm not trying to bash on them at all, but I just can't relate to. Basically, this brand, Doe, is the shopping app, and they've been sending YouTubers and influencers to crazy cool trips, Fiji, Coachella, like all these cool places, and they have been, you know, inviting a group of girls, and most of them are white, and they'll have like one or like two girls of color, black girl, Asian girl, and that's kind of it. No, I definitely did notice that, you know, they've been having these trips for a while, and it's kind of like, you know, but also it's kind of like these sponsored trips and all these things, they only have Kiana and Naomi as the black girl. But yeah, definitely another thing that I want to touch about is colorism. And yeah, you know, if like I'm really light skinned, and that definitely comes with privileges compared to being really dark skinned. For example, I don't usually get followed around in stores. Some of my black friends, I remember this one time my friends and we went to a Walgreens in our city, and I was looking at the makeup as I usually do, you know, browsing forever, and my friend was followed the entire time. And she bought a chapstick, and they didn't even give her a bag. They didn't really offer it to her. And so then she was waiting for me with my mom, who's also dark skinned and black. And then when we were finally leaving, they thought that she was stealing it. They were like, did you pay for that? The security guard, who was literally following her the entire time, was like, did you pay for that? That, like, I don't understand. Like, I really don't get it. Why does that have to happen? Why are we racially stereotyping against people? Like, it's just... So with Daniela Perkins, another thing I want to talk about is if you watch her Nickelodeon show, what's called Night Squad, and if you watch her new Brat show called Red Ruby, in both shows, they promote her hair predominantly. Like, most of her hair in the show is not her natural hair. So she plays a dual character. So she has a princess character, and she can like transform into like a normal girl, I guess. Her princess character has completely straight hair, and it's a wig. It's obviously a wig. It's not her hair because it's even a different hair color. Then when she turns into like a normal girl, she has like curly hair. It just is really annoying because it's like, why can't she have curly hair as both characters? Why can't the princess have curly hair? Right? Like, why is the princess has to be straight and like this? Because it just kind of conforms to these like white beauty standards where straight hair is better, longer hair is better. And it's just like, aren't we past that? Like, and then also in Red Ruby, I don't even think they have her curly hair at all. They completely straighten her. And it does add to the effect of the show, but it's also like, really? You couldn't leave her curly hair in there? Like, I don't know about that. But yeah, that's just something I just don't understand, especially in media and TV shows. Like, why can't they just keep their curly hair? Like, the only show that I've really seen like a mixed girl with curly hair, like, yeah, pretty much all the time is on Andy Mack with Buffy. Her hair is so beautiful, and like, I remember when I first saw the promo for that show, I was like, that's me, like, I see me, you know, which I like never see. Here is something that I think should be talked about and should be noted. Growing up in a diverse school, I thought that at least, and I'm talking at least, America's population was 40% black. Like, I really thought like at least 30% of Americans were black. Little did I know, when I did a little bit of Google research, like, maybe I'm dumb for not knowing this, but it was 14, maybe even 13%. 13% of 300 million Americans are black. I really was surprised because, and maybe that's like even a pro in media, because the media, at least with Disney Channel, they do have some diversity sometimes. Okay, so another thing I want to talk about that I literally cannot even believe, like, this brand annoys me so much because it's just the most ridiculous thing, and I can't believe that it's 2019 and we haven't, the media, millennials, people have not dragged this company. I hope you know who I'm talking about, because I'm calling Brandy Melville out. I'm sorry. Brandy Melville, guess what? One size does not fit all. Now, I can't speak on behalf of someone that isn't a size small, because I am 5'0", I'm literally 5'0", and I'm really small, really short. But even though I could fit into Brandy Melville clothes and all these things, I could not justify myself, this is just for me, I could not justify spending and giving money to a brand that doesn't include everybody. Because guess what? People are taller than others, people are shorter than others, people are bigger than others, people are smaller than others. Like, that is just life. We are not robots, and we are not one size. I can't even believe that they get away with it because they're trendy and they're cute, and I just can't. I don't want to shame anyone for shopping at Brandy Melville, because I understand they have really, really cute things and everything's trendy and everything's, you know, blah, blah, blah. I think that people do need to stop shopping there, especially if you're an influencer, or just as much, because the more money, the more support, the more publicity that we're giving to this brand, the more we're indirectly saying it's okay because we're supporting it. But I think that influencers especially should be a lot more cautious who and what brands they're supporting, because they're influencing a lot of girls. And if we're constantly seeing Brandy Melville hauls and all this support to this brand and this company, and no one's bashing them, things are not going to change. And that brand just annoys me so much. I don't understand. 2019, you know, the media, Instagram, Twitter, like, we have done so much as a media, so many things, so many changes have been made, people have been called out, companies have been called out. You know, look at this Dote thing. People were like, no, they are not going to get away with this. But it's just kind of interesting, like, how we have so much power in calling out this brand, calling out certain brands. But with Brandy Melville, it's like they're untouchable. Like, I have been hearing about it more recently. People are like, oh, you know, like, I don't support that they don't have size inclusivity. Before that, I didn't know. Like, I heard Brandy Melville all the time, but I never knew that they were one size fits all because nobody talks about it. And people should talk about it because it is a problem. And for media and stuff, I definitely think that diversity can improve, especially, you know, on YouTube. You know, it seems like all the same influencers are getting promoted and promoted and promoted, and the whole thing with the segregation thing, when I first found out about that, I didn't even know how to react because I was like, this is 2019. Is this the 1950s? Is this... I literally was just like, what? One of the newest YouTubers that I've been watching, she's mixed, and I never really followed like a mixed influencer because I didn't know any. I didn't really see them that often. But yeah, so recently I've been watching Ashley Williams. I found her channel like last year in 2018, and I love her so much. She's so awesome. I've already done like a transformation video about her. She's just so cool, and it's so cool to like see her and like relate to her hair videos and relate to her as a person and just see another mixed person because I don't really see many mixed YouTubers. But again, that's also because of the demographic of 2% of the country being mixed race. So that's also another demographic. Because I feel like the demographics do play into it, you know, like, no matter what, there's going to be more white influencers than black influencers, at least in America. But the question is why are only the white ones getting promoted on the trips? That's where the diversity part comes in. So recently I've kind of noticed and kind of been feeling like, I don't know, sometimes I'll make thumbnails and I'm thinking like, man, if I was just a white girl, like, I'd get so many more videos on this video. Man, if I, you know, just looked like this, if I looked like Harley Catherine, if I looked like this person, because it's kind of the truth. Obviously not always, but it does get more views because, I don't know, it's just kind of like how it is. Whereas, like, you know, you never really see black girl thumbnails becoming the huge popular thing. Like, all these girls that go on these trips and, not just that, but in the media, you never see girls with glasses. Not even just girls, but like kids with glasses, teenagers with glasses, teenagers with braces on TV shows, on this, on that. I understand that, like, if you're filming, you know, glasses glare can be a hassle with, you know, editing and filming something for like a TV show, and braces kind of look a little bit weird on film, but it's also like, if you want to show real kids, if you want to like relate to kids and become relatable, then why don't you actually have real kids, you know? There was this recent Sephora campaign that Ashley Williams was a part of, and they had her, they had Abby Edwards, which I love her so much, and they had this other girl that I didn't know about, but she actually had braces, and I was like, oh my gosh, like, she's on a Sephora billboard and she's, you know, being promoted, and I was like, this is awesome, like a real girl that, like, it just makes you feel included and represented, and that's just such a great thing because there's so many teenagers that are braces, like, you know, and that's something that you never see on media. And then as far as glasses go, yeah, I literally, the only person that I can really think that had glasses as an influencer was Fiona Frills, but she kind of recently stopped wearing them, and I understand that, you know. For pictures, it can be annoying with the glare and everything, but I feel like it also could have been partly because of the media and how everyone doesn't have glasses, everyone wears contacts, you know. That's just something to think about. Yeah, I don't know, that's just kind of been my feelings about it. These conversations are the things that are gonna change things. You know, I'm really happy that It's Keisha and Annie Long's videos went really, really big because so many people are talking about it, and it's just such a good thing to be talking about because if we don't talk about it, if we ignore it, nothing's gonna happen, nothing's gonna change, and things need to change. Yeah, I mean, I hope that YouTube does become more diverse and becomes more, you know, I hope that, you know, one day I see like a really diverse group of girls going on a trip, being promoted and being treated the same way. Because especially with that room situation, I couldn't even believe it. And also with the pictures, like, I was really looking for like pictures of the girls of color, and I was like, you know, where are they? And I only saw pictures of like Summer and all these girls, and I was like, another thing I want to mention is, like, even if Doe and other brands do start inviting more people of color and diversity, it's not just that. It's not just inviting. You have to create an environment where people feel comfortable, and I think what they should do is really do some team bonding and really get the girls to get to know each other before anything else, because, you know, you can be invited and be somewhere and be with people that look like you or don't look like you and still feel really excluded even though you were invited, because if people aren't talking to you when you don't know them, it just feels really awkward. But yeah, that's basically just my viewpoints and experiences and perspective as a mixed girl in America on YouTube and on the media and everything. So I hope that this enlightened you. I hope that conversation keeps going and keeps getting talked about, and hopefully things start to change. But yeah, so I'll see you guys next week.